YouTube fans, I'm just installing some of these brembo plastic brake calipers. They're pretty decent. I kind of like them. Got them off OfferUp, which is like a Craigslist type of ad. Putting them in 2010 Volkswagen CC. They say to glue them, but it sucks. If you glue them, they will fall off. With the winter, the snow, they will fall off. So I watched a YouTube video on this one Chinese guy, and he made some brackets. As you can see, I made a hole there, put a bracket across the caliper, took out the caliper bolt, put the bracket across both sides, and look at that. Fucking amazing, man. They fit perfect. You know, I don't trust gluing them on with some double-face tape or adhesive. You know, calipers get hot, the shit's gonna fall off, and you just threw away 50 bucks. I did the front ones. The front ones are perfect. See, on these Volkswagens, the caliper has some kind of like a retainer. I don't know if you guys can see that shit. Well, the cover fits perfect. Just separate the clip a little bit, force it in and lock it like a glove. You know, I do 75, 80 miles per hour every day on the expressway. I don't want these shits falling off. I didn't pay much for them, but they look nice. So on the Volkswagen, front one's clipping perfect. And the back one, you know, make some brackets. Go to Home Depot, smoking some hookah. You know, you go buy a roll of this shit at Home Depot. You know, I paid like $3 for this. It's pretty steady. You know, stainless steel, won't rust. Just measure it real good. Measure twice, cut once. You know, so I've seen a lot of videos on putting these calipers. I see the back one, I haven't did it yet. You know, that one's glued on. I don't trust them. I've been freaking out all day. Like, damn, I'm gonna lose these fucking things. But they look very nice. You know, if you paint them, they look nice, and they look like shit a month later. But the front ones, shit, man, they're the bomb. Look at that. Brembo wannabes, baby. So they're pretty decent. I'm not gonna complain. At first, I was kind of iffy. I said that in plastic covers, they're gonna melt. They're gonna look like shit. They're good, you know. For China products, they're perfect. So I'm about to do this one next. The fronts are done. You just slide them in, clip them on. They ain't coming off. The back ones, there's no, you know, glue them with some, you know, some fucking hot glue or double-face tape, and this shit's not gonna hold. So make a bracket, very easy. Drill a hole, put a nut and bolt, bend the bracket over to the caliper side. I don't know if you guys can see that. There you go. You know, I painted these calipers 3 times, and I'm done painting them. So, or buy the real Brembos, which I can't afford them. You know, I ain't paying, you know, $3 grand for some calipers. No. Bracket, put them on there, they ain't coming off. So, all your YouTube fans and Brembo brakes, they work.